Have you bought a home? Oh my goodness.
So have you bought your first home yet? Do you have questions
Yes.
about that process? You do?
Yes. Well. Hey guys, welcome to our first episode of a podcast that we don't have a name for yet.
And that's okay.
And it's okay. We'll get one. Let us know what we should call this.
We're just two realtors here. And we're just chilling. We're just chatting.
We're just girls.
We're just girls. We're just asking questions.
And
hopefully you get some enjoyment out of it.
Yes. I'm Macy.
I'm Elise. Don't get it twisted.
Macy and Elise against the world. All right. To kick off our first episode, we would like to bring someone in that's more of a professional than we are with money. So we thought it'd be very helpful just for the young home buyers to get a second opinion or the first opinion on how to buy a home.
The whole loan and mortgage process can seem super intimidating. We don't even know where to start. We've gotten a lot of questions from first-time home buyers, and they feel like they need all their ducks in a row before they can even speak to a loan professional or even a realtor. So
we have Ben Heinrichs here from Happy Dog Home Loans in Chico, California. So, hi Ben, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me.
What are some of the biggest misconceptions you get when people are asking about buying their first home?
That's a great question. I think there's several misconceptions. I think one of the main ones is that people feel like they have to have perfect credit or near perfect credit to be able to qualify for a house. And it's just not the case. The reality is there's several different kinds of loans out there that all have different credit qualifications. So it just kind of depends on what you're trying to do will determine whether or not you have the credit that's sufficient to buy or not.
Exactly. So you don't have to have all your ducks in a row, or there's different loans that you can have.
Yeah, and part of what we do is kind of helping people get their ducks in a row. I mean, I really like to meet with people about a year before they're going to buy a house, just so we can kind of create a plan. If I have that year to work with someone, I can help them improve their credit score or determine if we have to pay off debt or save up more money or try to find another source of income. Whereas when you come to me 2 weeks or a month before you're getting ready to buy, we just don't have the time to fix anything or make anything right. So when you come to me a year in advance, it always kind of helps us help you to be in the best possible position to buy once you are ready.
If somebody has, say, a really poor credit score and they feel like it's going to take forever for them to build that back up, do you have any tips that would, I guess, speed up the process or little tricks to kind of help improve your credit so that you can get there?
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of like, credit's kind of like a puzzle, right? So everybody has their own puzzle. And the pieces that may be missing from my puzzle may not be the same pieces that are missing from yours. So it's a very tailored experience when we're talking about trying to help someone with their credit. It's very specific to what you actually have going on. So there's not like a general rule of thumb. But for most people, when we look at their credit report, we can usually give you an idea of what it would look like to try to improve your credit and a rough guess of how long it would take.
Nice.
Excellent.
So you don't need an 800 credit score.
No. I would say less than 5% of my people have 800 credit scores.
That's good to know.
So,
honestly, that is really good to know.
And what about feeling like you need a giant down payment in order to even think about buying a house?
Yeah, so that's another great question. That also is kind of tailored to the specific person, right? So some loans require zero down, like for veterans, for a VA home loan, for example, or a USDA loan, where other loans require a little more down. So it really depends on the person's situation. But for the most part, you can get in with anywhere from 3.5% to 5% down, unless you're a veteran, of course, and you qualify for VA.
Well, yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
And then I know lots of people are concerned about pre-approvals and what that looks like. So I've heard from some people that they feel like once you get pre-approved, you're just locked in and like have to stay in that area and just that's what you're into. So could you do more on that?
Yeah, the pre-approval process is kind of like online dating. I don't know if it's the best. I don't know if that's the best analogy, but you're about as yeah, exactly. You're about as committed as you are on Tinder when you first start talking to people, right? It's the same kind of thing with loans. And then as you get deeper and deeper into it, you will eventually commit to a lender. But when you're going through the pre-approval process and you're talking to lenders, first of all, it should be a free process. Nobody should be charging you to get pre-approved. So for everyone, it should be a free process. It's a consultation. And then you go through that process with that lender to find out if they're a match and if they're a fit for you or not.
What does that first consultation look like?
So a consultation basically would happen after we've collected all your information. So the first step in the process is we talk on the phone. I'll send you a link to fill out an application. You'll put in all your personal information. I'll take all that information and analyze it. And then when we meet, we'll go over that and kind of see what your scenario looks like. If you're ready, if you're not ready, then we kind of try to create that roadmap for you to be ready when you are interested in purchasing a house.
So it's kind of like a matchmaker if we're still talking about
Kind of like a matchmaker. It is a little bit, yeah.
Getting a matchmaker.
Eventually you want to commit to one. Just like Tinder. It's, you know,
Don't shop around for too long. That's funny. Also, another misconception I've heard as well, and from like my standpoint as well, is people are afraid that they're not going to be able to buy a home just because either getting out of college or not being at their job for a long period of time. Like, could you explain more on that?
Yeah. So for a lot of people, you can use your schooling as time in job. So for example, if you were studying to be an engineer and you graduate from college with an engineering degree and you start working as an engineer, that 4 years of school is the exact same as if you had been an engineer for 4 years. So that counts as your 2 years time in job. So most lenders want to see a 2-year history in the same field, not in the same job. So you can have one job for 9 months and another job for 9 months and another job for, I guess it would be 6 months. And that would total 24 months. And as long as it's in the same field, you can usually still qualify for a loan. So it doesn't even have to be at the same job. It just has to be in the same field.
Well, you hear that, college graduates and
That's
people
right.
in the same field.
Yeah.
You heard it here.
So like all of our nursing students,
Yep.
nursing students end up coming out of nursing school. They're able to buy right away. They don't have to keep their nursing job. In fact, a lot of times we just need one paycheck. So
Okay.
pretty simple.
And what about somebody who right now they are thinking about buying a house, but they don't even know where to start? What should be their very, very, very first thing to do?
I would say call a lender and find out exactly what you qualify for. I think the biggest hurdle and the biggest fear for a lot of people is the unknown. They don't know how much it's going to cost per month. They don't know how much they're going to have to bring into the table at closing, and they just don't know about the process. So I think talking to an experienced lender and getting an idea of what it's going to look like so that you can kind of ease some of those fears, I think that's a huge step in just going forward with the process. And being that it's free, and there's no obligation to do it, we're just inquiring. It's not as intimidating as it seems, and I think that's the reaction I get from a lot of people when they sit down with me is they go, "Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
That's all?" And I go, "Yeah, that's all. We're not, we don't want your firstborn.
We don't need your children. We don't need.
I have my own. Thank you.
You do, new baby.
We do.
Yeah, that's honestly like how I feel as well. Like just getting out of college, I'm like, what do I do? And honestly, just talking about money and just getting my foot in the door has felt really helpful. And so I feel like we got to get more people just thinking about it at least.
Absolutely. I feel like it is very scary and very intimidating, and people have a lot of misconceptions, which I feel like you've done a good job at dispelling. Do you have any more tips for us for new home buyers that are just still thinking about the process, whatever, and they've come to a lender and maybe the lender has told them something, that they need to do in order to fix their credit or whatever, and they're still a little, weary about the process?
I talk to people a lot about affordability. So when I'm talking to someone about buying a house and they're nervous about kind of taking that next step, so they've gotten pre-qualified, now they're thinking, geez, am I really ready for this? I really kind of talk to them about their life, and I say, what's your life plan? Like your job you're at now, do you like it? Do you want to stay in Chico? Do you have plans to get married someday? Or do you have a partner that you're thinking about doing this with? And really just kind of tailor it to them specifically, because everybody's in their own situation, right? Everybody's dealing with their own stuff, and everybody's got their own hurdles to go through to get to where they need to be able to buy a house. So I think it's really important to talk to a lender who's going to focus on you and what your specific goals are versus kind of just a blanket general advice, that's not tailored to you specifically, because everybody's going through different stuff. Everybody's got different options. So I think it's really about just kind of opening up to the lender about what your goals are and having a lender that's receptive to hearing that and then kind of giving you some advice based on what your specific situation is. Because it's so different for everybody.
It is. And that's so helpful.
Yeah.
It is very helpful.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I feel like you helped a lot of people out there.
Yeah, help
I'm
me,
hoping.
help
I
you,
have no idea.
help everybody.
Yeah,
And contact these ladies if you guys want to buy a house. They're
Yeah.
great.
that's right.
Shout out. Thank
All
you.
right. Thanks, Ben.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching, and if you did watch until this point, kudos to you, because I know everyone's attention span lasts like 7 seconds. So Thank you so much for finishing it all the way to the end.
Okay. So, after talking to Ben, what do you think you learned?
An interview for me now.
Yeah.
I feel like I've learned that instead of just wondering or Googling or even chat GPTing, although I do love chat GPT, what to do if I want to buy a house right now, I need to just speak to a lender. You know why?
Why?
Because it's free.
Free $99.
Free $99.
$3.99.
And you know what? Also, it just takes a 15-minute phone call to get pre-qualified with a lender, also free. And it's so simple. They will help you, tell you what to do in order to buy a house. And you heard it.
Yeah.
He said that he likes to talk to people a year in advance, like up to a year in advance, before they're even thinking about purchasing a home. Because what are they doing? They're helping you get there.
Exactly. It's not just like, here's money, go buy a home right now.
They're figuring out what your buying power is, what you want, what your goals are. It's so much more than that. So
yeah, and we want to make the home buying experience the best it can be and tailored to every single person. And it's not cut and dry for everybody. And so this is why we have great vendors like Ben and the Happy Dog team.
Shout out Ben.
Shout out Ben and Happy Dog that can make our clients happy.
that's right. So
I'm glad you guys have made it to the end of our episode. It's a little bit of a hot mess, but I think it's gonna be good.
it might be all over the place.
It's 100%. It's not even mine. It is.
That's okay.
It is all over the
We
place.
edited out so much that you will never see. So
Yeah. Okay.
okay, bye.
See ya. Okay, we got it. Okay.
Oompa. That was good.
Buy a house from us.
Yes. Because it takes sound from the back.
Oh, okay. Just making sure we can watch that. So
It has a little hat.